Let's be real for a second. In crypto, moving your assets between different blockchains has always been, well, kind of a scary proposition, right? It's been absolutely riddled with exploits. But something big is shifting. We're on the verge of a new era of trust, right where we need it most. So today, we're diving deep into the super critical world of cross-chain bridges. And to really get why this is such a big deal, I want to start with a question for you. If you had to put your finger on it, what do you think is crypto's single weakest link right now? I mean, where is the most money, the most value just vanishing into thin air? You guessed it, cross-chain bridges. The number is just staggering. $2.8 billion. That's how much has been siphoned out of these things in just the last couple of years. And this isn't just some tech problem. It's a massive roadblock for anyone hoping for mainstream adoption and, trust. So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to look at exactly why these bridges have been so incredibly dangerous. Then, we'll get crystal clear on what they actually are. After that, we'll dive into this brand new security playbook that's emerging, unpack why it's such a game changer, and finally, take a look ahead at what a safer multi-chain future looks like. All right, let's start with the problem itself. See, bridges are totally essential pieces of crypto infrastructure, but their whole purpose, connecting these separate, incredibly complex systems, has basically turned them into a playground for hackers. They are, without a doubt, crypto's most dangerous crossing. So, what are these things anyway? Before we can really appreciate the solution, we've got to understand their role. You can think of bridges as the absolute backbone of the modern multi-chain world we're all living in. I love this analogy, it just clicks. Imagine every single blockchain, Ethereum, Solana, you name it, is its own country, with its own unique currency and rules. Well, a cross-chain bridge is like a super high-tech digital armored truck that securely moves assets and data between these countries. And the best part? It does it all without needing a big central bank to sign off on everything. And you really can't overstate how important they are. They're how you send a token or an NFT from, say, Ethereum over to Polygon. They're absolutely essential for different DeFi apps to play nicely together. And they let money, what we call liquidity, flow freely across the whole ecosystem. I mean, without them, Web3 would just be a bunch of isolated digital islands that can't talk to each other. Now, here's where the trouble started. They got way more complex over time. The first bridges were pretty simple. They used a lock and mint system. You'd lock a token on one chain, and a new wrapped version of it would just pop up on the other. Easy enough. But now we have bridges that can send any kind of data, not just tokens. This is insanely powerful. Imagine voting in a DAO on one chain using tokens you hold on a totally different one. But yeah, all that new complexity also opened up a ton of new ways for things to go wrong. And that brings us to the hero of our story, a completely new security playbook. After years of these just incredibly expensive hacks, the industry is finally rallying together with a real plan to strengthen this weak link once and for all. And get this isn't just one company's bright idea. In what feels like a major turning point, all the top blockchain auditing firms, the security guards of the crypto world, they've actually come together to create a new, shared set of security standards just for bridges. This is a huge industry-wide shift. These new standards really stand on three powerful pillars. First up is formal verification. This is wild. It uses pure mathematics to prove that the code does exactly what it's supposed to do, catching those tricky logic bugs hackers love to exploit. Second, multi-party consensus. Basically, no single person or group can rubber stamp a transaction, which makes it way harder for bad actors to collude. And third, real-time monitoring, which means automated alarms and even circuit breakers that can slam the brakes on everything the second something fishy is detected. This chart just lays it out so perfectly. Look at the before and after. Before, the code logic was prone to human error. Now, we've got mathematical proofs. Before, you had a small group of validators that could maybe collude. Now, multi-party consensus. And where threat detection used to be slow and manual, like finding out about a hack on Twitter, it's now automated and instant. Each new standard is a direct fix for a past vulnerability. Okay, so the tech is getting a serious upgrade. But what does this actually mean for you, for the people building in the space, for the investors? Why is this really a game changer?
Well, if you have any skin in the game, this is absolutely massive. This isn't just some techie update about a few lines of code. It's a fundamental confidence boost for an entire sector of the market that, let's face it, has been seen as incredibly risky until now.
Yeah, check this out. Before these standards, most of the money in bridges came from retail users, people willing to take on that high risk for high reward. But now, with these new security guarantees in place, the door is swinging wide open for more cautious, large-scale institutional money to finally feel safe enough to come in. And that could dramatically change the game, bringing way more stability to the whole ecosystem.
And this really signals a huge change in how projects compete. For the longest time, the race between bridges was all about who was fastest or had the coolest new features. But now, as one source put it perfectly, security is becoming a key differentiator in the interoperability race. It's not just a feature anymore, it's the feature. So, what are the big takeaways for anyone investing in this space? Well, number one, the risk of one of those catastrophic, headline-grabbing bridge hacks just went way down. Two, as that institutional money starts to flow in, you can probably expect more stability across the board. Three, security is now a real competitive advantage. And four, this gives you a new filter. Start watching which protocols are adopting these standards. It's basically a new quality seal.
But believe it or not, this is just the beginning. So let's zoom out a little and talk about what this all means for the bigger long-term picture of a secure and connected Web3. You have to see this isn't just happening in a bubble. It's all part of a much bigger trend, the professionalization of crypto. The whole move fast and break things ethos of the early days is slowly but surely giving way to a more mature approach, one that actually borrows best practices like risk management and audits from traditional finance. Crypto is growing up. And here's the roadmap ahead. Right now, today, these foundational standards are being rolled out. In the near future, we can expect to see much deeper collaboration between developers, auditors, and yeah, maybe even regulators. And then long-term, we'll see even crazier tech, like zero-knowledge proofs getting integrated to make these systems practically bulletproof. When you boil it all down, what we're really witnessing here is a fundamental shift in mindset. We are finally moving away from a reactive model, scrambling to patch things after a billion-dollar hack, to a truly proactive one, where we engineer security and resilience into the very DNA of these systems right from the start. And that really brings us to the final massive question. For years, this dream of a seamless multi-chain world has been held back by fear, by fragility. But now the bridges are being fortified, the walls are getting stronger. So is the multi-chain economy finally ready for prime time? Is it ready for the world? That is the billion-dollar question we're all about to see answered.